Snooping as usual, I see.
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. This was the sister show of Sonic SAT.AM, a show that is often praised for its mature themes and dark tone. And for most Sonic fans, that's the end of it. SAT.AM is the superior show through and through. It's better written, better drawn, better animated. It makes AOSTH look like complete shit. But here's my controversial take on things. You can't have a shitpost without the shits. To say that AOSTH pales when compared to SAT.AM is just as ridiculous as saying that Spaceballs isn't as good of a sci-fi epic as Star Wars. It's obviously not trying to be. It's a low-budget, farcical comedy. And in that regard, I arguably find AOSTH a little bit more entertaining. A popular trend on early YouTube were YouTube poops. Videos that would take a piece of usually ridiculous media and bastardize them for comic effects. And no TV show was subjected to more memeing than AOSTH. It was so over the top, so goofy, and such a bizarre knockoff of the classic Bugs Bunny cartoons that it became iconic in its own rights. Now, obviously, this show is quite separated from SAT.AM, not just tonally, but also in terms of its story. While it is still set on the planet Mobius, in line with Sonic's Western canon, there are no freedom fighters or anything like that. It's just Sonic, Tails, a bunch of NPC randos, Robotnik, and his robots. So, with that in mind, let's see what they get up to. The opening for this show sees both Sonic and Tails engaging in a bunch of wacky, robot-thwarting hijinks, accompanied by a medley of classical music such as Hall of the Mountain King, Flight of the Bumblebees, and a little bit of the original Sonic theme. Could you imagine a universe where this creative decision actually stuck? Oh, that actually works pretty well. Okay, well, pack your fucking bags, Crush 40, you're out of here. Episode 1 is Super Special Sonic Search and Smash Squad, or SSSS for short.
Civilization. Boy, I thought we'd never find it.
That is a generous use of the term civilization. I'd have gone for Cubist Nightmare myself.
Ow!
We gotcha, Hedgehog!
Yeah, the chase is over!
So these bumbling robot henchmen are Scratch and Grounder, a cocky cock and a moronic drillbot respectively. I have nothing but positive things to say about these two goons. As far as Robotnik sidekicks go, they are up there among the best. Anyways, Sonic reminds the two of how they first met.
Hey, lady! Which way is the Bounty Hunters Convention? People aren't very friendly in this town. Guess I'll just have to find it myself.
Okay, there's already so much to unpack. So this lady, who I assume is Courage the Cowardly Dog's mum, hides behind her single yellow couch, which happens to be the only thing in her house. The bounty hunter's voice is the most unfitting thing in the world. And why did he walk through the wall at the end? He just pulled down an entire wall! This show is low on both budget and effort. And it knows it. which makes it funnier. Absurd moments like this are incredibly plentiful, which is why this show lent itself so well to YouTube poops. And we haven't even met the real star of the show yet.
One troublemaking teenager has made me tear every hair from my beautiful head. You took the words right out of my mouth. I hug that HATEHEDGE.
Now, I love Mike Pollock. His Robotnik strikes a nice balance between being goofy and sinister where needs be. But no Robotnik will ever be as gut-bustingly funny to me as Long John Baldry's. This over-the-top, scenery-eating motherfucker absolutely steals the show. Every moment he's on screen is transcendent.
I'm worth way more than that.
So, Sonic lures Robotnik's bounty hunters into a clearing. Please take note of this geography.
You all get a chance to see the greatest show on Mobius. And remember, for all bounty hunters, admission is free. Guess you guys won't be staying for a second show.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I compared Sonic to Bugs Bunny. Drawn to desperate measures, Robotnik engineers a pair of robots with all of his evil traits, as well as the necessary self-actualization to outwit Sonic, which apparently entails throwing a bunch of random garbage into his robot-making machine.
Who am I? What? Why am I here? Are you my mother? No!
You know, I think I'll leave it up to you to figure out which frames of that animation were frequently exploited for the sake of memeing. So the plan to create a perfect clone of Scratch begins. That is until...
You forgot to pull this one! I didn't forget to pull that lever. I'm not supposed to pull that lever. How was I to know? I was just hatched.
Okay, the time it took for him to produce a giant spiked club was amazing. Anyway, thanks to Scratch's blunder, Grounder ends up being completely different from his brother, in almost every conceivable way. But the two of them are sent out to catch Sonic regardless.
Dr. Robotnik demoted me to sanitation duty.
This here is Coconuts, the tertiary villain of the show. He is Monkey, and he's pissed off with the titular S6.
2 chili dogs to go, slow-mo, on the double. Huh? I'm waiting.
Oh my god, look at Tails' face! That is some unfiltered hatred, just pure contempt. Nothing makes Tails angrier than poor customer service, apparently.
You munched your last chili dog yesterday, Hedgehog.
Why didn't you just poison the chili dog? I thought that's what the disguise and the skull cauldron and the front were for. Like, I don't want to assist the bad guys here, but that would have been much, much easier. Also, this show marks the debut of Sonic's love for chili dogs, a core part of his character to this day, so there's your legacy for you. Okay, that's an escalation of a Bugs Bunny bit at least.
Stuck? Here, let me help you.
Wow, that's Roadrunner. We're really just doing all of the classic Looney Tunes bits, aren't we? Ah yes, the old sexy lady decoy hand bits. Pro tip, you gotta know when to call this one, Scratch. Otherwise, your left hand will have quite the adventure. A Sonic adventure, if you will.
Wait right here. Don't move.
You know, I'm not even gonna question any of what just happened there, fuck it. What's the point?
We got your buddy, Hedgehog! Don't pull any fast stuff!
This plan, simple as it may be, actually works due to how much Sonic cares for his little buddy. However, after Robotnik is called, a certain monkey decides to foul things up.
Robotnik will make me head of the SSSS squad!
Well, that went the only way it possibly could have. But Sonic isn't quite finished yet.
You are 3 feet above the ground. Cut your engine.
Uh-oh.
And so, the episode wraps up with Sonic casually making his escape. Yet again. Or at least it would, if it wasn't for a mandated PSA to fit an educational programming quota.
We're surrounded, Sonic. Call 911.
No way, Tails. This is nothing. 911 is for real emergencies.
Not if you're being attacked by a gang of 3, that's your problem. Yep, classic. Next up, we have the midway point. Episode 33, Spaceman Sonic.
Isn't my ultimate spaceship magnificent? Of course I designed it myself.
In order to harvest a bunch of powerful space crystals from an asteroid belt, Robotnik sends Scratch and Grounder on a space mission. And Tails, catching wind of this, tries to stir Sonic into action.
We gotta stop Robotnik.
So what else is new? We'll stop him right after this nap.
Now, Sonic, we gotta stop him now.
I don't think I've talked about Tails in this show yet. This is the youngest I think the character has ever been portrayed. He's characterized like he's barely out of preschool years, and he seems to fit the role of Sonic's adoptive little brother. Which, honestly, is actually quite clever. Especially when you consider that the average Tails player typically would be a younger sibling, invincibly assisting their elder.
Only way we can stop it now is to get a move.
Oh, that was easy. And also unnecessary because the flight itself goes awry even without Sonic's intervention.
Turn the power back on!
I can't. I broke the switch.
No, now you've done it! We're drifting into the Starlight Zone!
Although their mission is already botched, Scratch and Grounder aren't all too fussed with being stranded in space. Mostly because they can stay in the ship indefinitely. Sonic and Tails, however, need oxygen.
Chill, little pal. There's plenty of oxygen right out there.
What is it?
It's the abandoned space station.
Ah yes, you can always rely on the ASS and all of its life-giving gases. So Sonic dupes the bots into the cargo hold while he commandeers the... That doesn't... Or does it? I don't know anything about astrophysics, but I don't think I buy that regardless. Either way, they manage to reach the ass.
Oh, now let me get my bearings.
Here they are!
Okay, this show's dialogue may have some real groaners, but that was a dad joke I can appreciate.
There was no space patrolman!
No?
Now don't hold me to this, but I think it was Sonic!
Leaving the ship to drift off into space, the bots begin hunting Sonic and Tails. Until this happens.
I've got a terrible cold and I'm starved.
This is a weird choice. There is nothing in the original games that hint towards the existence of big goopy space monsters. Not until SA2 or Shadow the Hedgehog at least. But most of this episode now revolves around this thing.
We'll fix you a nice warm bowl of hedgehog soup.
Giving their pursuers the slip, Sonic and Tails manage to find an escape pod, their ticket home.
Come on, help me get it into the blast-off hatch.
What'd I tell you about the roids, little buddy? You need to lay off of those.
Not you, Hedgehog! Us!
Scratch and Grounder pilfer the pod for themselves, while Sonic and Tails are forced to flee from the allergy-ridden slime monster.
No, that ugly mass of mucus doesn't scare me!
Dr. Robotnik's calling.
Oh, now that scares me!
Fun fact, I can't play Flying Battery Zone without the following scene playing in my head.
What am I? Precious with deep space? Why am I preaching you abandoned space station? Why?
We very cleverly captured this escape pod! It's the only one on board, and we got it!
The only one?
Robotnik, being as comically evil as possible, remotely controls Grounder and strands all four of them in space.
You let the hedgehog ruin my plans, and now you're running up my long-distance bill! You deserve to be space garbage!
With Sonic, Tails, Scratch and Grounder now having to band together to get home, Tails cobbles together the robotic remains and rebuilds the trashed escape vehicle.
One big problem.
Like, how do we power this thing?
Are you kidding? We don't have power!
Wait, yes you do? How would you even be able to say that if you had no power? I'm going to chalk this up as meaning they have no spare power. Not without risking their sentience, at least. But it doesn't matter anyway, because there's one more person on the spaceship who can help.
No one lands in my courtyard without my permission. I'll stop this foolishness.
What the fuck is this courtyard?
I still don't understand how you got that slime creature to be so helpful.
Simple. I promised when we got to Mobius, he could have the biggest meal in the galaxy.
Okay. So what did we learn from all this?
If you get a cold, take care of yourself. If it gets worse, see a doctor. And never sneeze on anybody. Use a tissue and cover your face.
Where were you, Sonic? We're in an endless pandemic now. Where were you when we needed you? The final episode of the series, save for the Christmas special, is episode 65, Sonically Ever After. This episode, more so than all the others, is an embarrassing, nonsensical, first draft mess, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We begin with a vaguely human grandma reading a book of fairy tales to a diverse-looking group of kids, which is interrupted, of course, by the show's trademark shenanigans.
You'll feel a lot better if you just sit down and listen to this nice story.
Sonic!
Stranger danger! This old lady is petting me! Okay. Right. Why does Robotnik have an isekai beam? And what reality would it have sent them all to if Granny's book of fairy tales wasn't around. This leaves me with multiple questions.
Where's Robotnik?
I got a better one for you. Where are we?
I've got an even better one. Why?
Hey, I just noticed. I'm a girl.
There is so much to unpack about that, I don't even know where to start. I think my biggest concern is that the inspection of Tails' child-friendly invisible dick and the implication that it is now a child-friendly invisible vagina does in fact confirm that most of the reoccurring Sonic characters are stark bollock naked with their junk completely loose 90% of the time. Furthermore,
Who's that nibbling on my house?
So this episode has the trio flitting between different fairy tales, such as Hansel and Nettle, and Snow Heights, and Snoring Beauty. These stories are all in the public domain. Why would you alter their names? Was it for parody's sake? Because I'm sure the inclusion of a genre-savvy Sonic the Hedgehog is parody enough.
Are you my fairy godmother?
No, I'm your fairy godfather. I'm gonna cast a spell you can't refuse.
Okay, while most of the fairy tale gags in this episode are painful, I actually like this one. I don't know how, but I've never seen this joke done before. Not in any other cartoon. Not even like Shrek or the Fairly Odd Parents. In fact, let me just Google Fairy Godfather. The Fairy Godfather is the ruler of Xanaris, while the Fairy Queen is absent, and is located in the throne room by Kaeldar. He is also the leader of the Fairy Mafia, serving as the main antagonist of the Fairy Tales series. He is trying to replace the fairies with orcs, and the Fairy Queen with himself. That is from the old school RuneScape Wikia, but the image accompanying it is from this episode. So either Google is fucked, or this is an incredibly precognitive crossover with RuneScape. And I choose to believe the latter.
We're in the real world.
Yeah, but so are they.
Uh-oh.
I was not expecting this. As someone who is already quite excited to watch the JoJo Part 6 anime, the second half of this episode feels like a sneak peek at the Ungalo fights. And I am all for that.
Like fee-fi-fo-fog, I smell the blood of an uncool hedgehog.
Okay, Fairy Godfather, I get. Like, you know, there's a joke there, it's the Godfather. But why is Jax Giant an old beatnik? What even is the reasoning for that?
With magic as my weapon, I'll turn Mobius into my own private fairy tale.
With a newfound love of magic, Robotnik subclasses into a technomancer and begins claiming Mobius for himself. However, this just opens up new avenues for Sonic to mess with him.
What can I do for you, my dear?
Rapunzel is the name, Eggbelly. Long hair is my game. Why don't you climb up and see me sometime? Maybe I'll kiss you.
Forget it!
I might give you my millions in gold.
Coming right up!
Eventually, Sonic figures out that he needs to fight Fairy with Fairy, using Aesop's lion fable to placate Robotnik's dragon.
Burn him up, you big slobbering idiot! Big nice slobbering idiot.
Next, they have a giant beatnik to defeat, which involves dropping him off of a giant beanstalk. Luckily, these are apparently common in Mobius, so no need for any beans.
Like it's radically condembo up here, dude.
I can dig it.
Hearing Manic the Hedgehog's voice come out of Sonic is incredibly weird.
I'm through with him. He won't know what hit him. Now it's time to see what this wand can do.
Oh my god. Can you imagine Robotnik singing Let It Go?
I love the way you talk. You, my baby, got my eyes on you.
Yeah, me neither. By skywriting the end of the story, all of the magic is brought to an unceremonious end. Except for Scratch and Grounder's fusion. I guess they're just stuck like that now.
Every story must end, even this one. But it's no fairy tale to say, see you soon for more adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I mean, one more episode. The Christmas one. I think that was meant to be a stinger for a full season that never happened. And if that is the case, then that would be one of the scarce few things that AOSTH shares in common with SAT-AM.
At the library, you can find books about a million different things.
You know what? I can't argue with that one. Especially considering that Google thinks this guy is a RuneScape boss. Let's finish up by watching Sonic's Christmas Blast, complete with its own Christmassy intro. Mobian Jesus Christ confirmed. Here's hoping that this episode bucks the trend where any Sonic media featuring the word blast is subpar.
When Santa comes on TV, do I get to tell him what I want?
Nope. No. The humans are weird. Dr. Robotnik and Snively are the only humans I'm down with in classic Sonic. All others need not apply. Well, I guess Mobian Santa gets a pass too. But this ain't even him. It's a robot surrogate who hands the torch to Robotnik.
Hello there. You're a fine little boy.
Oh god, no! No! Just no to this whole scene, actually. I disagree. Put it away, I don't want it. Anyway, the kid doesn't want to give a gift to Robotnik Claus, as per the new rulings, and is sent to a robot factory for his impudence.
You got it, Sal. Don't say another word. Our Christmas deal, no presents.
Wait, I'm sorry, my mind just melted. I thought Princess Sally was exclusive to SAT-AM and the Archie comics. And yet, here she is cameoing in AOSTH, specifically in a way that ensures she gets no lines of dialogue. I guess because Katsu C was busy.
Where are we going, Sonic?
Robotropolis to buy Princess Sally's Christmas presents.
Robotropolis? Like the dark, edgy setting of SAT-AM Robotropolis? Are the timelines of the two shows converging? Or is this show like a prequel to SAT-AM, where Robotnik is so done with cartoony hijinks that he suddenly becomes a real tangible threat? Oh well, nobody cares about this but me. With the city being ransacked for all it's worth, and the real Santa having been kidnapped, Sonic is forced into action.
Sonic! SWATbots ahead!
Okay, I'm sorry. You are not allowed to call these schmucks SWATbots. They barely qualify as police bots. They're more like mall cop bots.
Ready, aim, fire!
I'm sorry, what? What just happened to the Blart bots? There was a sound effect, then Sonic grinned ominously, and then they stopped shooting. Did they forget to show us the cave-in or the friendly fire, or... what just happened?
Robotnik Claus is the only person who will get presents this year.
There's gotta be something we can do.
No, Sonic, it's hopeless. Christmas can't happen for anybody else. Robotnik Claus has destroyed it.
Wow. Way to give us the world's most pessimistic Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho! I hope this Christmas serves as a fleeting distraction from the soul-crushing ordeal that is life.
By jingle!
The final hope to save Christmas lies in a ring that Sonic was gifted by Sally. A ring that can help him reach infinite velocity, assumingly without creating a black hole. But only if he completes a series of extreme winter sports challenges. Because, sure, why not?
You won the power of ultimate velocity, supersonicness, and extreme speed, but I'm afraid it's too late to save Christmas.
Oh my god, Santa! Buck the fuck up, we've got this!
Happiness is always so much more enjoyable when it's based on the misery of millions.
I wonder if you can figure out which part of that line delivery got the most play in YouTube poops. Speaking of, Sonic, this isn't cool. Weren't you the one who said this?
It's your body. No one has the right to touch you if you don't want them to.
Vile little creature, that prickly vermin!
In the end, Sonic saves Christmas, treats the unspeaking pilot episode designed Sally to a bunch of presents, and he takes over as the new Santa.
And he wishes all of you a Merry Christmas.
The kids right. An extremely Merry Christmas. Every year of your life.
And those were the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Objectively terrible, but strangely enjoyable. A quality shitpost. Legacy-wise, this show brought us chili dogs and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Which, in my personal opinion, justifies its existence and then some. For those of you watching this playlist in order, my next review will be of the far more thoughtful SAT-AM. Otherwise, strap yourselves in for a charitable review of an old OVA. Thanks once again for watching, especially to all my wonderful patrons. Anonymous, Dan Brown, Fitzwilliam Ramsbottom, Jack Mortar, Pixel Pusher, Romeo, Shameboy, Thomas Walker, and Toon Pirates. And remember everyone, if someone touches you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, first you say no, and then you get out of there. Most important, you gotta tell someone you trust, like your parents, a teacher, or a police officer. Although, maybe not the police officer, he's likely the one who did it in the first place.